Hey guys, in this video I'm going to run over how I actually do the multi-boxing, since it's a pretty common question that I get asked. Hopefully there's going to be a raptor up so we can do the raptor while we talk about it and move the camera around and kind of show you what I'm doing. I did this run earlier, but the raptors seem to be on pretty heavy farm right now, same with some of the other world bosses like Dendroid Guard. Every time I've gone to see it, there's usually people there or it's dead and I can't find it. But hopefully raptors are up on this layer. I've just logged in to record this, so fingers crossed. I'll have a quick talk about the current gear that I've got as well while we have a look at how I multi-box. So it shouldn't be a long video, it's relatively easy and straightforward. Just hopefully there is a raptor. A couple of spawn locations that it's usually in. There's one in the PvP zone as well, but I just can't be bothered to run all the way down there, so if it's not there we'll just kill some boars and other stuff like that just to show it. Well, hopefully it's here.
Always advancing.
Yes, Mr. Wood Raptor. Get rid of some of these as well. Let him build up his stacks. There we go. Get some of that for us all. Get that going. Got another one of those. One of those. Okay, we're good to go. Right. So, as you can see in my video descriptions, I've put the spec of my PC and everything that I've got in there. You can probably see on the camera I've got a super ultra wide 57-inch monitor, so I can have both windows open at the same time. So I do play in windowed mode, but it helps me, you know, have everything on the one screen. So if I make that a little bit bigger, you can see here I've got my main character that I play, and then over here I have the healer. So when I'm on the main character, I'm just pressing the buttons on here, and then I turn my head, click on that screen, and start doing some button presses over there as well, just like healing, cleansing, whatever it actually is. I do have a Windows setting activated called activation on mouse over, or window mouse over activation, something like that. As soon as my mouse goes onto a different window pane, it automatically activates that window. So rather than having to click on every single window like you would usually, all I need to do is put my mouse over there and that window becomes active. So as soon as my mouse moves onto that screen, I can just press a button straight away. I get in the habit of clicking on the screen first, because sometimes running two clients like this, it can get a little bit buggy and a bit laggy, and the computer doesn't properly pick up that you've changed screen. So even though my mouse is over there, I'll press a button and it's going to be trying to activate it on the main character, which is not ideal. But for the most part it does work. I found having the windows a little bit further apart helps with the activation, like it sees window, desktop background, then a new window, and it activates properly. But you get used to it, the little quirks of it. Spent so long to kill the raptor that these have respawned. There we go. Oh, I've got an epic as well, which is a rare drop now. 6% for epics since the patch. Although my other account wasn't so lucky, you've got a green vital nano bracer. Yoka. Put that back on follow. So let's make that a little bit bigger. So what I have to do is do all the clicking and everything on all the setup on here, then move over to this screen and do whatever I need to do on that screen. Like with the follow, you can just click on the character portrait at the top, right click and hit follow, and then I'll go back to my main screen and I'll do what I need to do. So I can just run around with this guy following on behind me, which is quite intuitive, except when there's like a cliff or something, and I can jump up the cliff, but the second character wants to run all the way around the cliff, and it's a bit scuffed. But with the screens being both fully open and right in front of me, I can, you know, jump up on this character, then quickly switch over to that one, jump up, right click on his character portrait again, and smash follow. So it takes a bit of getting used to, but it's not that bad. I think this wouldn't be achievable if it wasn't for the follow system in the game. It'd just be a nightmare trying to run two characters simultaneously. Like when I die, if I die on one of the characters, it is just an absolute pain. Where is the raptor? There it is. It was made better by being able to click on your minimap, and your character will run a bit further, so it gives you that kind of grace period. Because usually when you're clicking in like the top left hand corner, it doesn't take very long for your character to run there. However, when you click right on the edge of the minimap and it automatically tracks a path for your character, it takes a longer time for the character to actually run that path than it would just to click on the screen. So I can click on the corner of the map, click on the corner of the map, and just keep alternating between the two, where I'm just clicking on each corner of the map, and it is kind of fluid. So it's a very good change that they made. Let's bring this back so you can actually see what I'm playing. So on my main character over here on Tempest Core, tank and DPS, dropping Earth Totem, hitting it with the Q, moving over to this side, dropping the Water Totem, going in there with the Q, Lightning to trigger some of the other spells, swap over to Earth Totem because Earth Totem stacks over here, and then build up the stacks again to drop another Water Totem just in time for it to die. So he's all the way through W Mastery, which is for the totem, so the totem lasts super long enough for him to get his charges back again. So he can drop 2 totems at a time, probably 3 totems if I was paying attention, super focused, and just making sure I hit everything on cooldown and get everything right. But for the most part, I really don't need it. As you can see, I'm always at full health. I'm doing plenty of damage. He's dying in, what, 2 or 3 minutes? It's not super necessary. Remember to activate the abilities. The only one that I really need to activate is the Water Totem on the second character, just to keep myself alive. Although these bosses aren't super hard, I could probably solo it with the cardio on my weapon, to be honest. White Vitality Augmenter on that one, and Fusion Engine white on this one. The drop rates are so scuffed now. Okay, so in terms of build, I'm still rocking the overclocked Wolf Claw. I did drop one of the attack speeds out because I'm at 2.1%. And then I've got T maxed out as well, which each point gives you, I mean, it says here 1%, but that's not true. I'm sure it's 0.1%. So with everything all stacked up to 5, it just gets me to the weapon speed cap of 2.5. So I dropped out one of the chips and I put the advanced proc chip in instead, so it puts my cardio up to 20% chance on hit. It burns through the ammunition, but actually the heal is pretty good, especially for things like Scolopendra. Scolopendra where I get stunned, Troll where I get stunned and feared and sleeped, depending on which one it is. Envy Sin as well for when I get stunned permanently by that stupid boss. I'm sure there's one more that does something I need to self-sustain for a bit, but I can't remember what it is right now. So yeah, it is super strong for that. Where the hell is this? Nope. Is it north? No, must be south.
Onward and upward.
Come on. Or west? What the hell? Definitely saw it. Where's it gone? Going to the swamp? No.
That all you got?
What the hell? Was that wishful thinking? Did I actually see it? No, I definitely saw it. Click off it. It's further away than I thought.
Always advancing.
Bro, where the hell is this raptor going?
No fear with this shield and spear.
I can see his tail. Oh, he does some moves, that's why. Okay, so things like this tends to get a bit scuffy. Because we've got the ads as well. And the one that's worse for this is the deer. That is horrendous with all the ads, especially if I get hit with both characters because I'm trying to dodge it. The healer is literally Z DPS, so he's got no damage. He hits from behind 57, 78, 78, 78. Okay, so he does absolutely no damage. He's just pure dedicated healer. Get that out. Okay, so in terms of gear, we talked about the Wolf Claw and how much I enjoyed the cardio. I could probably swap it out for something else, but I think the only other one that's good for me is the Executioner one, which as soon as it's down to 20% it gets rattled anyway, so I'm not too concerned about that one. Still rocking 2 upgraded. Got the Blackheart Dominion, some Tenacity and Armor Pen, and then we've got the V6 Heart with some more Armor Pen and some crit chance. And then we've got 4 overclocked blues. Bear with me. 4 overclocked blues, which is the Blackheart Dominion. Double crit power, crit chance and tenacity. Tenacity is super strong. Overclocked V6 Heart, double crit power again, armor pen and some magic mana regen. Not really needed, but I didn't want to re-roll off the double crit power. That's a good roll. Hold on. Another V6 Heart, quite high rolls on everything. Then we've got Tenacity, double crit chance and some resource cost reduction. Then lastly Tenacity, double armor pen and some physical crit power as well. So super strong rolls. We're looking at about 50% crit chance and 280 with double Wolf Claw on the crit power. We're only down at 32% armor pen. I would like more. But I need to get 2 more overclocked. I've got everything ready to go except the soldier implants purple, so it's going to take me a while to get them, especially because they never drop now. And the other character, he's full T3, but I think he's only got 1 overclocked. Everything else is either normal or I think he's got 1 other upgraded. So not a strong character, but everything's got healing on it and that's all I need. So I'm not super fussed about it. Been toying around with having Wolf Claw and changing it out for Driller, but I think I like the 10% crit power better with the 2% crit. I think the kind of 5% you can get from Drillers not that great, especially with the crit power that I've got, because the 10% just goes straight on top of it. So as you get higher crit power, you start getting diminishing returns. But then you put on the Wolf Claw and it's just a flat 10% on top of that. So I feel like it's worth more. But anyway. Build. I started going down the tank because I'm doing all this solo content now, so I didn't really need the Pathfinder support, you know, AN other build in here, so I'm going down the tank tree now. The first two are pretty standard because these two tiers are trash. Indomitable, you would never not get that, especially for PvP. This row, everyone usually goes Juggernaut, but I quite like Tenacity here. You know, it puts my Tenacity up at 72%. Like, you know, that's a crazy amount. Like, the tail whip on the Raptor is almost non-existent. Like, you barely even see it tick and stun me, so I feel like that's pretty good. And then last stand is kind of obvious. With the amount of tenacity I've got, the stun just makes the heal on stun just makes no sense because the stuns don't last long enough. So everything else pretty standard. I went anti-heal here for the hyenas. It unfortunately is kind of shitty with shamans. The only thing it procs off is lightning strike. So when the hyenas start running away to heal, just hit them with the instant lightning strike that I built up the stacks for, and that can give them anti-heal for a little bit. So I feel like that's pretty useful. What else have we got? Mastery. I took some points out of Rip Apart. I did go all the way up to Renin Knuckles to have the bleed, but just the damage wasn't that great. I feel like the extended radius and the duration is better for this totem because it just means I can sit at max stacks for a bit longer, which means I'm at 2.5 attacks a second just for that much longer, and the totem that I drop lasts that much longer. Also makes me swap between earth and water more often as well. Like if I need the mana, I can drop the earth totem. It'll last a bit longer because of this, then it'll give me enough time to get some mana back. Then I can switch back, drop the earth totem, and then go back to getting some mana again. So yeah, took some points out of there, put it in there. So far, I'm really liking it. On my other character, he's just maxed all the way up to here, and then I think he's starting to put points in down here just for the raw attack speed. He needs to get these last two, but to get to level 26 on that other character is going to take a while, especially as I'm running around doing these bosses solo, and it takes me a minute. So it's going to take him a minute to get all the catalysts required to get up to level 26. He is currently at level 20, so I've got 6 levels to go, so it's a couple of 100,000 XP, but it's part of the grind. Anything else to say about how I multibox? I think that's pretty much it. If you've got any questions, just drop them down below and I'll do my best to answer them. Thanks for watching.